In this video, I am going to talk about project management plan. If you recall my previous lectures, I have explained very clearly that the first official document in project management is a project charter. And project charter is the first official document which authorizes the project manager to start the project. Afterwards, project manager identify the stakeholders and prepare stakeholder management document. And next step is in integration management. Right after the project charter and stakeholder identification, we develop project management plan. So let's start the lecture with an example. A patient visits a doctor clinic with kidney pain. After the ultrasound, he diagnoses that the kidney has dense calculus which can only be removed through surgery. On the surgery day, the doctor informs operation theatre staff that on, for example, 5th of May, that is Monday at 12:45 p.m. I will perform surgery of the patient to remove kidney stones. Inside the operation theatre, hundreds of tools are available to perform different surgeries. Surgical instruments or handheld tools are implements used by doctors for the performance of surgical tasks, such as scalpels, such as forceps, such as scissors. Retractors are used extensively. Some tools are used for different surgeries, which means you cannot use all tools for kidney surgery. Similarly, the project management has 49 process groups, and each group has many tools and techniques. So, will you use all of them for the project? Like your OT staff will make ready those tools only which will be used for this specific surgery. Similarly, the project manager will only use those processes and their tools and techniques which will be used in this specific project. So the answer is no. You will only use those tools which will be used in that specific project. For instance, if PMO office or project manager decides that he or she will use only 39 processes out of 49 processes, it is fine. Moreover, he can only decide that he will use 2 tools and techniques for requirement gathering instead of 12. That is also okay. Like surgeon performs different surgeries like kidney, gallbladder, etc. Then he should have complete knowledge on his domain. I'm talking about the doctor. Similarly, a project manager must have complete understanding on all 49 processes. But how many to use? It depends on project to project. The project management plan defines how the project is executed, monitored, and controlled. The project management plan's content varies depending on the application area and complexity of the project. So the question is, what does it contains? Always remember, at this stage, you have only project charter in front of you. Only project charter, which contains the description of the project, which contains the business case or called justification. It contains high level requirement, risk, high level list of stakeholders. It contains objectives, it gives us deadline, it contains budget, it contains pre-assigned team members, it gives power, authority to a project manager. So what does it contain? It contains subsidiary management plans, number one. Number two, it contains baselines. Number three, it contains additional component. Once again, listen, we do have only project charter at this stage. You did not start your surgery for a patient. You are just getting ready for yourself to perform surgery. Similarly, at this stage, you have just project charter. And now you are experienced project manager, and now at this stage you will decide out of 49 processes how many of total number of processes you are going to use for this project, and what tools and techniques for different processes you are going to use to perform your project work. So it contains subsidiary management plans like requirement management plan, like scope management plan, time management plan, cost management plan, quality management plan, resource management plan, communication management plan, risk management plan, and procurement, along with how you will gather requirements from the stakeholders. So it contains these management plans, and these management plans are called subsidiary management plans. Number two, it will contain in future baselines. What are baselines? Scope baseline, schedule baseline, and cost baselines. These are three baselines. Baselines are those documents which are approved from the bodies, and it contains additional components as well. So let's talk about what does project management plan contains and what does project documents are. So project management plan, as I've explained earlier, it contains a scope management plan, requirement management plan, schedule management plan, cost management plan, quality management plan, resource management plan, communications management plan, risk, procurement, stakeholder engagement plan. Fine, these are your 10 knowledge areas. So each and every knowledge area in project management has a management plan, and that management plan becomes subsidiary management plan for a project management plan. Look at number 11. It contains change management plan. Obviously, when you will fall in executing process group, so you will perform your project based on the baselines, that is called scope baseline, cost baseline, schedule baseline. So you cannot make changes directly. So obviously, if any change comes in your office with a request from the stakeholder or customer, you will evaluate those changes first. So how you are going to manage changes? So change management plan talks about such things. Configuration management plans means which one is the latest document. It contains scope baseline, it contains schedule baseline, cost baseline, performance measurement, project life cycle description, and development approach. Either you are going to use predictive approach, adaptive approach, agile models, iterative models, incremental approach. You have different development approach explained already in project management body of knowledge. So project management plan contains these 18 documents. I hope this is clear now. Project document contains different tools and techniques, processes, outputs, like activity attributes. It contains outputs of different processes. Activity attributes like activity list, assumption log, basis of elements, estimates, change log, cost estimates, cost forecast, duration estimates, issue log, lesson learned register, milestone list, physical resource assignments, project calendars, project communications, project schedule network diagram, project scope statement, project team assignments, quality control measurements, quality metrics, quality reports, requirement documentations, requirements traceability metrics, resource breakdown structures, resource calendars, resource requirements, risk register, risk report, schedule data, schedule forecasts, stakeholder register, team charter, and test and evaluation documents, and along with huge tools and techniques and different more documents we also produce in entire life cycle of the project. Look at this screen, try to understand and memorize that entire project study, entire project management study. You are going to study basically all these documents. You will produce all these documents. So you must have complete understanding on all processes of project management and their tools and techniques. When you will apply your tools and techniques, you will produce documents, and these documents are output of different processes like look at here, activity attributes, activity list. These two documents are output of define activities process, which you will study in schedule management knowledge area. Basis of estimates like cost estimates. Cost estimate is the output of estimate cost process, which is part of cost management knowledge area. So these all are your documents you will basically produce at the end of different processes in project management, and these are your documents which belongs to project management plan, which we are studying right now. So I'm not going to talk about scope management plan, requirement management plan up to number 18. I'm not going to talk about in detail. I will explain each and every document in detail with different examples later on. I'm just giving you in this video the overview of what project management plan contains. It contains these 18 documents. So coming back to my lecture, let's talk about the inputs, tools and techniques and outputs of developed project management plan. Look at project charter, output from other processes, enterprise environmental factor, organizational process assets. These are the inputs to start your work on to develop project management plan. I have explained very clearly in detail what is project charter. For more details, please watch my video on project charter that has been uploaded already in my YouTube channel. And project charter contains business case, it contains description, it contains high level requirement, risk, it talks about budget, it gives us deadline, it provides us pre-assigned team members, power of a project manager, and obviously project chart objectives and stakeholder list, high level stakeholder list, and enterprise environmental factor and organizational process assets. These are the two common inputs to all processes in project management. Let's talk about its tools and techniques. What are tools and techniques? These are your skills. As a project manager, you will have to learn these techniques so that you can produce project management plan. You can use all of them. You can use one or two at least. Like first tool and technique is called expert judgment. Second tool and technique is called data gathering, which can be done through brainstorming, through checklist, through focus groups, through interviews. I have talked about all these tools and techniques already in my project charter video. Interpersonal skills and team skills you will apply to prepare project management plan. Number one is conflict management. Obviously, when you will be working with your team, you may face conflicts. Conflicts are difference of opinion between two members. So your role will be to minimize the conflicts and extract the useful information from them. So every conflict comes with the opportunity. Another tool and technique under interpersonal skills comes, that is facilitation. You will have to facilitate your team members in a meeting and in different things, and obviously you must have complete understanding and knowledge on meeting management. So I've talked about the common inputs of the project management plan, tools and technique in brainstorming. What is brainstorming? Brainstorming is a group creativity technique by which efforts are made to find a conclusion for a specific problem by gathering a list of ideas. Number two, in brainstorming, you will sit together to talk about, to generate different ideas. So you will ask to write down their own ideas, then turn it to more of a group activity where team members will share their idea with one another. And how it is done? Use flip charts, use sticky notes and other related supplies so that the team members can be active and when sharing their ideas and get both introvert and extroverts contributing equally. They can think and reflect individually on sticky notes, then get together and see what everyone has in common and what's different. The team can group and prioritize these ideas. When done, well, brainstorming can boost group dynamics, generate powerful ideas, neutralize strong personalities, and elicit requirements quickly. Another tool and technique is called focus groups for data gathering. Focus groups bring together pre-qualified stakeholders and subject matter experts to learn about their expectations and attitudes about a proposed product, service, or result. We have talked about in detail on conflict management topic. Conflict management is the process of minimizing the negativity and extracting good points to bring improvement in your project. For more detail, please watch my video again if you have any ambiguity in understanding conflict management. Another tool and technique in data gathering is interviews. An interview is a formal or informal approach to gather requirements from the stakeholders. It is a relationship building tool between you and the stakeholder, and it will give you deeper dive into details of someone's domain or scope of work. So you can set interviews with sponsors, subject matter experts, business managers, customers, and others. For more details, please watch my video, which has been already uploaded in my YouTube channel. And last tool and technique to develop project charter is meetings. I have uploaded my video on meetings as well. You can watch my video on my YouTube channel. So these are all tools and techniques which you must understand as a project manager. And then finally you can produce project management plan. So let's talk about project management plan template. The project title is online system. Next column will be date prepared, and obviously you will talk about project life cycle. Like we always divide our project into phases for the better understanding. Like this is online system, so this is software engineering project. So I'm going to divide my project into phases like analysis, like design, like coding, like testing, like implementation. In analysis, obviously I will gather requirement from the stakeholder. So obviously I will produce requirement documentation document. I will produce a scope statement document, which is a summary of requirement documentation. I will also produce work breakdown structure, network diagram, approved screens and prototypes. In design, I will provide entity relationship diagram. In coding, I will release beta versions and then in testing I will test it, and implementation will be in lab and presentation to students. So this is the basic system I'm going to implement for my work, for my office. So obviously these are the documents which you will study. Don't panic at this stage. You will study each and every single document I'm mentioning here. These are just some of those 49 processes documents. So let's talk about project management processes and tailoring decision. As you know, you have 10 knowledge areas: integration, scope, time, cost, quality, human resource, communication, risk, procurement, and stakeholder. In these 10 knowledge areas, we have 49 processes. But I'm not going to use all 49 processes in this project. I have selected some processes out of 49 for this project, and obviously, like you know, project charter, what tools and techniques project charter contains. In project charter, we have expert judgment, we have data gathering techniques, we have interpersonal techniques, we have meetings. So we have, in general, we have 4 common major tools and techniques. So in project charter, what tools and techniques I'm going to use? Project management plan and project charter has similar tools and techniques except one, which is called checklist. So let's talk about their tools and techniques. Look at in this example. In integration, I'm going to use expert judgment. We can use other tools and techniques obviously as well. In scope, how I will gather requirement. Please remember, in scope, requirement gatherings are done through collect requirement process, and this process has more than 10 tools and techniques, but I am not going to use all tools and techniques for this process. So what tools and techniques I'm going to use? I'm going to use just interviews, prototypes, product analysis, that's it. And decomposition belongs to work breakdown structure, which is called decomposition. We will take our project, we will further decompose our project into more manageable layers where we can assign resources, time and cost, and that is called work packages. In time management, I will work on precedence diagramming method, which is a tool and technique. 3-point estimating is another tool and technique. In 3-point estimating we have beta distribution and triangle distribution, and in 3-point estimating we have pessimistic values, optimistic values, and most likely values. So don't panic, I will explain each and everything in my upcoming videos. We have critical path method, we have project management softwares. In cost management, I will use bottom-up estimating. In quality, I will work on flow charting. In human resource, I will work on this tool and technique, communication. So these are just examples. Like at this stage, you are going to use these processes and their tools and techniques. Once again, listen very carefully. Like at this stage, you have just project charter, and you are going to start your work on your project according to the project charter document. So according to the definition, project management plan contains cost baseline, scope baseline, and schedule baseline. It contains all subsidiary documents of different knowledge areas I've talked about in detail. It contains change management plan, it contains configuration management plan. So at this stage, we do not have any data available, but you will be appointed as a project manager, experienced project manager. So at this stage, you will decide which tools and techniques you are going to use and what processes you will adopt for this project. That's it. At this stage in project management plan, we only specify processes out of 49, number 1, and number 2, their tools and techniques for this project. Each and every process in project management is iterative. So when we will continue our project, we will work on different knowledge areas and different documents, and those documents will keep coming and becoming part of project management plan. But at this stage, remember my example that a doctor was going to perform surgery to remove kidney stones. That's why he informed his operation theater staff to make those tools and those tools ready for this surgery, which will be used in this surgery. Similarly, as a project manager, when you have a project charter, you can decide for this project how many processes out of 49 you are going to use, and what tools and techniques of those selected processes you will use to make things done for your project. I hope it's clear. Do not forget, click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon.